Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headlines: The Venezuelan parliament does not exist legally. The armed forces reject the call to insubordination in Venezuela. Opposition disregards mediation of the Vatican and will not dialogue with the government. Vice President of Venezuela, Aristóbulo Isturiz, alerted that, legally, the Venezuelan parliament does not exist. Isturiz condemned that the board of the parliament still hasn't realized that they don't exist in legal terms. The statement of the vice president was given after the parliament initiated a series of actions to overthrow President Nicolás Maduro from power. The National Assembly lost its legal status when it incorporated and swore in as deputies 3 citizens who are being investigated for electoral crimes. The Supreme Court of Justice has had to assume the powers of the parliament to guarantee the institutionality. The Venezuelan Minister of Defense, Vladimir Lopez, condemned the incitement to insubordination or insurgency held by ultra-conservative political factors in the country. Padrino Lopez assured that in Venezuela there hasn't been any active force to oblige the invocation of the Article 333 of the Constitution, which advocates for the re-establishment of the constitutional order. The Minister of Defense denounced in a press release that the political factors who oppose the President Nicolás Maduro are promoting meddling actions, even calling to the intervention of a foreign power. Padrino Lopez alerted that these calls seriously affect the institutionality and incite chaos and anarchy in Venezuela. They represent, he said, a serious attack against the national sovereignty and independence. The Venezuelan opposition insists on assuring that there is not a rule of law and that, in order to reestablish the constitutional order, an interim president must be designated until there are new elections. Several of the main political actors of the opposition denied yesterday the possibility of a dialogue with the government. According to the representatives of the Vatican and the UNASUR, the Venezuelan government and its political opponents agreed to install a dialogue roundtable on October 30th. This possibility was denied by several of the main opposition leaders who insist on President Nicolás Maduro's resignation and the appointment of a new government. The United Socialist Party of Venezuela rejected yesterday the double standards of the opposition. They accepted to dialogue in the presence of the Vatican's representative, but now they said that they wouldn't, refuted the spokesman of the high political governmental command, Vzla.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
The Public Prosecutor's Office initiated an investigation after one of the regional headquarters of the National Electoral Council was attacked with explosives. The attack was produced on Monday at dawn in the headquarters of the National Electoral Council located in the city of Barquisimeto in the state of Lara to the west of the country. The police report indicated that there were only material losses. There still haven't been any arrests. The police confirmed that several explosive artifacts were thrown at the building. The attacks were produced after factors who oppose the government of Nicolás Maduro did not accept that the Electoral Board complied with several rulings that entailed the temporal suspension of the referendum. Similar events have occurred in other regions of the country. Minister of Petroleum Eulogio Del Pino met yesterday in Moscow with his Russian counterpart Alexander Novak to evaluate joint actions that allow to stabilize the oil market and achieve an upturn in the oil prices. Ministers discussed the proposal for the incorporation of the countries outside the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries into the agreement of freezing the production reached by the bloc in September. This agreement permits the 14 members of the OPEC to maintain the maximum joint pumping of 33 million barrels per day, nearly 700,000 less than the current production. Caracas presented to Moscow a plan with strategic political lines to achieve global agreement.
News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headline: The Venezuelan parliament does not exist legally. The armed forces reject the call to insubordination in Venezuela. Opposition disregards mediation of the Vatican and will not dialogue with the government.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.